Let's get started. There you are. There is the music. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to December 2nd, episode 1700 and maybe 13. My name is Sean Murphy. I'll be your host. Are we live on YouTube? I think we are. I need to put us in speaker mode. Speaker mode. There we go. Let's get her here. Yep, there we go. So, conversation today is, where does your dream or dreams live? They live in two envelopes. They live in two envelopes, aka the envelope signed behind me, right? Two envelopes. You have been given your success envelopes, right? Napoleon Hill talks about it. Marcus Aurelius talked about it. Where do your dreams live? In which envelope? And have you opened it yet? Have you opened that envelope yet that says, these are my dreams, this is my service, this is my gift to the universe, this is my gift, this is the way I keep my legacy alive, this is the way? Which envelope have you opened? For the majority, they opened up the envelope that says, I will choose to live in poverty. Kind of a tough reality. I know, Dubby, tell them. It's tough reality, Dubby. Tell them. Tell them. There you go. So this idea that we have this other envelope, and it's I've seen people do this. I never had to do it. Where they opened up a college acceptance letter and somebody told them whether they got in or they didn't get in, right? I was invited into the schools that I was going to go to, St. John's University, recruited for basketball, Dayton Business University, invited to a second semester, right? So I never really worried about getting into college. There's a lot of things I never worried about getting into because I was invited in. I say that to say, so my envelope, the richest envelope that I had, was the one that said, you'll be invited into places. Is that hard to believe? Is it that difficult to believe that the envelope of your successes and your dreams is sitting there waiting to invite you in? Comes back to our self-talk. Literally comes back to our self-talk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about neuroencoding. This is about addiction to approval. It's about mental toughness. You know you have the other envelope. You know it. You know it as clear as the nose on your face. You know it. But here's the thing. You don't know it. You're aware of it. See, there's a big difference between being aware. Jim Rohn said it best. There's a big difference between having enough information to buy something and enough information to sell something. Two totally different bits of information. And you haven't sold yourself on the second envelope yet. You know why? Because everybody has you committed to the one envelope. They have you committed to lack, committed to wonder, committed to delay, committed to frustration, aggravation, migraines, headaches, stomach aches, the flu. They just have you committed to that. They have you committed to lack. And you have been able to get by. Listen, if everybody knew how good your life is and what you had to do to get it this good with the little bit that you used, yeah, I said it, the little bit of your skills and talents that you've used, most people will be stunned by how you're able to live the life you're able to live with the little bit of skills that you've used. People think you've used a lot of your skills, and the reality is you haven't. People think you've dedicated yourself to get to this level, and you really haven't. You've skipped stones to get to here. Oh, there was a couple of times, don't get me wrong, there was a couple of challenges. There were a couple of challenges. But it's not like you really put your head down and said, I'm going all in. Oh, maybe once or twice in your life you went all in. You got to do it one more time. The challenge is with going all in is that we can get hurt. Going all in, we can get frustrated. Going all in, we can be disappointed. Going all in, well, you've never really gone all in, because if you go all in, there's no out. You go all in, you're all in. You go all in, you are all in. Challenges, we go 80% in. I'm gonna commit. Right? How long should you do something? Jim Rohn's favorite word, until. So what do you have to do? You got to set out your plan. You got to set out your intentions. That's why people don't like to journal. When people say, I don't know what to write, it's because you don't know what you did. I mean, come on, seriously. I don't know what to write because you don't know what you did. You weren't working on your goal, right? You weren't even maybe using either of your two envelopes you brought over. Maybe you were working on somebody else's envelope. What's that thing they say? If you don't stand for something, you'll be surprised at what they will have you work on, right? If you're not working on your own dream, don't be surprised what others have been planned for you. So which envelope are you going to open today? Oh, and by the way, when you open it, I get the shivers. That's one of those things. Nails on chalkboard doesn't really bother me. Paper cut, the sound of getting a paper cut, that just ah. My mother used to take her finger and slide it across the envelope, right? Or folding paper. I'm giving you my secrets. My kryptonite. You fold paper in front of me, you just watch me go. What envelope are you going to open? You open up this new envelope. It could be a little dry. It could be a little tattered. It could be a little hard to read. It's been aged. So decide today, what envelope are you going to open today? You have a choice every morning. You have a choice. And the choice is this: have more of what I want or less of what I don't. The reality is that most people don't know what they want. So what they get is all they got. And they don't want that. Could you imagine going into a restaurant and saying, hey, surprise me? And they surprise you with, I don't know, it's early, I'm not going to get crazy on you, fish eyes, a plate of fish eyes. And you go, well, that's definitely a surprise. I'm not sure I'm going to eat that. Oh, well. What do you want? We can make you anything. What do you want? How many of us have ever ordered something and then looked across the table and looked at what else somebody else ordered and go, I wanted that? Well, have you ever sent back this mail and go, I want that? You didn't charge me for that, but I want that. I love Reubens. And some people think they have been given God's blessing to screw with a Reuben. Oh, well, we use a special sauce. Nope. Right, John Pinette. You can't do that. You don't do that to a Reuben. And I've had to bring them out and set it down. That's your Reuben? Yeah, take it back. Take it back. Now, there's other meals, steaks. We'll usually send things back if it's expensive and it's screwed up, right? Isn't that right? Isn't that our criteria? If we're paying a lot for something, we want it right. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree that if we're paying a lot for something, it better darn well be right. Here's the reality. You want to know the reality? I can't think of anything you're paying a higher price for than your life. He always sucks us in. He always gets us. There's nothing you pay more for than your life. The views this morning were the ones I've talked about on the ranch. I'm going to put the pictures in the chats. Oh my goodness. Just standing out on the porch and looking at the clouds, the way I was talking to Michelle and I said, who's the guy with the hair and Bob something, right? Bob, I can't think of his last name again now. Well, we've got a little trees coming up over here. I want to say Bob Vila, but that's the home guy. Bob Ross, there you go. This is and we got some trees poking out here, and we're gonna just put some clouds in there. We're just gonna take some azure white, right? When he used to say all those names, Baltic white, and we're just gonna put a little bit over top of these trees. We're just gonna put a little cover on them. Which envelope are you gonna open today? Which envelope will you open today? That's the question. And then, are you going to take the piece of paper that's inside of it out? How many of you have seen Kung Fu Panda? I know, here we go. Wait a minute. What? How is this going to mean anything? Anybody remember, I think it's Kung Fu Panda 2, where he's got to go for the scroll. The scroll that's over the pool of tears or whatever it is. And he gets the scroll, and they're fighting for the scroll, and the big cat who was in prison who unlocks all of the chains with a feather, right, from the duck. And he comes and he's and he shows up and he says, I'm the Kung Fu Panda, I'm whatever it is, I'm the warrior. A panda? A panda. Right? And then he has the scroll and he goes to open it and there's nothing there. Don't be surprised if the paper you open up is a reflective sheet of paper in The Secret. The envelope of the wildest, most amazing success you could ever achieve is the reflection of you. We don't come with an instruction booklet. That's what mentors are for. Not coaches, mentors. When a coach, what turns a coach into a mentor? Not that the phrase of a coach will teach you what you want to do and a mentor will teach you how to do things you didn't know you could do. When does somebody decide to no longer be a coach? When they stop talking. When they stop giving answers. It is so much fun to be right. It's so much fun to have people say, thank you. It's a lot different when you have people say, F you. You are pushing them. You are driving them to a new understanding. It's the wellness world, right? People don't want to do the hydration or the exercise or the fasting or the this or the that. It's a pattern interrupt. People don't want to do the hard work of daily activities so that they can create wealth and income. And the challenge is that we're so microwave society that, well, I did 4 lives and I didn't get $3,000 in purchases. Well, unless you're possibly going to do, you know, a something only page, you're probably not going to get that. How is it possible? How is it possible that a business model that now is opened, I dare I say, billions of dollars of revenue, because people can't find romance in their own neck of the woods? We want to have such a distance from our joys. We want them to be over there on the other side of the screen. We'll look at it, we'll enjoy, we'll pay for it. But we want our joys to have a separation from us. And the second you decide that your joys are no longer going to be separated from you, your life changes rapidly. And that's all our goal is to bring the joys of somebody's dreams closer to them faster than they ever thought possible. And we can't do that. You can't do that for anybody. You can't strategy that for anyone. Because people aren't looking for a strategy. They're not. If they were looking for a strategy, people would be millionaires, billionaires, and everybody be 3 pounds underweight because you could howl yourself to death with Google and Yahoo and Bing and all of the DuckDuck and whoever else the search engines are. Nobody wants how. They want to get lost in how. Because the hows are all there. How many of you have great hows? Listen carefully. How many of you have great hows to help the people in your world, in your business. You got great strategies. You have perfect strategies, absolutely impeccable strategies. And you can't get them to how it. They don't want your how. They don't want your how. So we have to find their why not. And that's one of the envelopes that you get to open up. Why not? Why not go be rich? Why not go be skinny? Why not be healthy? Why not be the healthiest person on your block? Why not be the most joyful person in your city? What would change in your life? Think about that for just a moment. Just be the person who every day they counted up the thank yous in your city. Now, some of you don't have much of a competition because it's only a couple hundred people, right? Shirley, Arkansas, 218 people. I got that one. I got that one in the bag. I'd be willing to go maybe to the town of Little Rock, the city of Little Rock. I'd probably might find some competition there, but I doubt if I put my A game on, it'd be hard to beat me in thank yous. What if that was your goal? So there's my conversation this morning. Comments, thoughts, lessons. What'd you learn? What'd you like? Takeaways? What are you working on next week? What's some strategies you might want to need? What's some hows you might want to uncover, unlock? How can I be of best service this morning? And I love you, YouTube. Let me knock that out before I get lost there. Love you, YouTube. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the new follows and all the comments. I will see you all where?